All right, so it's I don't know. I think it's like 11:30, 11:50, 40, 50, something like that. And Econ had a tip to hit up like a post Oscar party at the Roosevelt. Several of them, all of them fell through, but we knew about James Franco's. Sorry, there are like cops all over. His party that he was doing at Supper Club. Dude, I'm frozen right now. I can't speak. Anyway, so we're standing in line. Econ's friend had a buddy of his that was on the list plus one. So, we're observing and nobody's nobody's crossing off names. They're just like, okay, you're on the list, good, go in. So I was like, all right, well, let's try to use his name. So Econ gets his buddy's name. I go up, he's not on the list. So I'm like, okay. The guy at the at the gate was obviously a noob, very nervous, didn't know what he was doing, leaving his whole list open. So I'm just, browsing. I'm just looking at the list as he's trying to figure out what's going on, who to let in, who not to let in. And the first three names that I actually spot, before he turned the page, were Jim's. And it's an Excel sheet, so you have to look across and see what last name matches up. So anyway, I look, and the first Jim, it says Jim Carrey. I'm like, oh no, I can't use Jim Carrey, obviously. Then it says Jim Fallon. Can't use Jim Fallon. So I say Jim Toth. Okay, Jim Toth. It's the only name. I was standing there for 4 minutes, the only name that I could grab fast. So Econ and I go to the other end of the line. And then a girl comes over. So we're like, okay, perfect. We didn't talk to this girl. Sorry, the camera cut out. So anyway, we see this girl. We're on the other side now, this time avoiding the first guy that didn't work. And I say, yeah, Jim, last name T-O-T-H. And she goes, oh, Jim Toth, okay. Oh, yeah, here you are. Go ahead, go right in. So at this point, Econ and I are like, oh, shit, it's going to happen. Meanwhile, we just see, we saw Seth Rogen pass by. Funny story with Meatloaf. He goes up to somebody and he's like, Meatloaf. They're like, okay, I'm sorry, first name, sir. And he's like, Meatloaf. And finally, they let him in. So anyway, we're excited to go party with, Meatloaf. And we're walking in. They're like, wait, I'm sorry, who are you with? And I'm like, oh, your girl over there just checked us in. We're cool. And he goes, I'm sorry, okay, what's the name? And I'm like, Jim Toth. And he goes, oh, no, you're not Jim Toth. I know Jim Toth. I go, no, well, I'm not Jim Toth. I'm with Jim Toth. My name's Ace Marrero. He's like, no, I don't know an Ace Marrero. And then he asked Noob from earlier, do you know Ace Marrero? This guy, he says, he's like, no, that's Jim Toth's assistant. No. So we're like, all right, fine. So we're walking out, and the girl that lets us in earlier was like, oh, no, you guys are good, let's go. And at this point, I'm like, all right, lady, let's just let it go. And she brings us to the front. They're like, no, Jim Toth. They think they're Jim Toth. Then some other woman starts screaming at us, get out. So we turn around and leave. It was fun. We end up finding out Jim Toth, I think, is Reese Witherspoon's fiance. And he's a big, powerful agent at CAA. So Jim Toth, if you hear of Ace Marrero or your name being tarnished at the line of the Franco party, I apologize, but I thank you. I thank you because it's a wonderful memory now that we can hold on to, and I will see you someday to talk about it in person. That's my Oscar bash story, and I'm sticking to it. Kids, you gotta hustle, right? Just think about how bomb it would have been had we got in. We were so close. But that's life. Next time. Benito's, though, is now. Yum, yum, yum.